Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Mindcraft discussion today. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am elated to be present with you. This is a great use of my life minutes. I'm saying that right now because I absolutely love doing these podcasts and spreading positivity all over the place. What I'd like to talk about today is a continuation of yesterday, which is, ask yourself this. I just did. Reading Greg McKeown's book. He's my inspiration today, The Essentialist. Ask yourself this: are you living by design or default? And so, we were talking about yesterday about sort of like the basis for essentialism, which I mean, this book is amazing. And just like anything else, it involves, well, first of all, awareness. We have to become aware of what we're doing. We cannot do what we don't know. And then it involves a choice to make, a commitment. Do I want to go this route? And then to develop some sort of disciplined practice, the disciplined mental practice. And so the essentialist is basically, or essentialism is basically the sort of, tenacious pursuit of less but better, I guess is what we're saying. And so Greg McKeown, author of The Essentialist or Essentialism, says that the way of the essentialist isn't about setting New Year's resolutions to say no more, or about pruning your inbox, or about mastering some new strategy in time management. It's about pausing constantly to ask, am I investing in the right activities? And I tell you, I do this every day. I just say it differently. Is what I'm doing, or who I'm in a conversation with, or whatever I'm doing around the house, is this a good use of my life minutes? We only have so many. And at a fabulous 58, I'm aware that I have fewer in front of me than behind me. That means this is very, very important. Is what this task I'm engaging in right now, is this worthy of my valuable, valuable life minutes? I also like how Greg discusses about the fact that there are way more opportunities in this world than we could possibly ever, fit into one lifetime. And some are really good and some are really, really, really good. And the fact is, we've got, no matter how good and really, really, really good something is, we've still got to make choices as far as what we're going to, hone in on. I mean, the plain and simple fact is that as far as all these activities, tasks, engaged projects, or however you want to say it, that most are trivial and few are vital. And the fact is, the way of the essentialist involves learning to figure that out and tell the difference, and learning to filter through all the many, 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 many options, and sort of cherry picking those that are truly essential. He says that essentialism is not about how to get more things done. I can really see how that could be confusing to people, and that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about, developing this incredible focus to add more. And that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, this is essentialism, is how to get the right things done, cherry picking what is truly of utmost importance to us. And we know that by listening to ourselves. Like Oprah says this all the time, my dear friend Oprah, right? She just doesn't know. We know if we're on the right track by how we feel. We know if we are chasing down our authentic purpose by how we feel. And that is what is truly essential. It doesn't mean just doing less for the sake of less either. That's not the idea. We're not trying to develop, or create, persuade people into becoming lazy daisies. It's the opposite of that too. It is about making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy in order to operate at our highest point of contribution by doing only what is essential. That's what Greg says. Let's just take this apart here. The wisest wisdom, right, which we get from listening to the inner voice, stilling the mind, quieting the mind, and listening to what's going on. The best possible use of our life minutes to operate basically as at our highest vibe selves. We want to be on our high flying disc, listening to that inner voice and doing only what is truly, truly essential. And then it's interesting because Greg has a super simple illustration on the next page that really did it for me, because It's just the last few weeks, as I was saying yesterday, I feel like I'm on a runaway train because it's just abundance, abundance, abundance everywhere. I don't want to shut that down because I want to keep that that faucet running and just cherry pick. Because the runaway train thing is like exciting, yet feeling a little out of control. Just all good, all really good stuff. All of it's good stuff. And so he's got these two circles, one on the left, one on the right, and the one on the left, well, they both have energy in the middle, written in the middle of the circle. So picture circle one, the word energy typed in the middle, circle two on the right, word energy typed in the middle. The one on the left has arrows all around it. Kind of looks like a sun with beams shooting out with arrows. Energy is going out in every direction. The one on the right has only one arrow shooting straight up and much farther. Only one arrow. So picture that. Kind of looks like the symbol for like, yeah, they have male and female. They're like male. So it's got the circle and then the long, 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 long arrow next to the one with all the arrows shooting out of it like a sun. So it's a man. And so if I'm honest, which I am, because I'm not wired for lies, though I don't usually feel like this, I have the last few weeks. I feel like the one on the left with the energy going out in a gazillion directions, even though the projects I'm working on are all really good. So then he says the difference between the way of the essentialist and the way of the non essentialist can be seen in this figure that we were just talking about. In both images, the same amount of effort is exerted. On the image in the image on the left, the energy is divided into many different activities. The result is that we have the unfulfilling experience of making a millimeter of progress in a million directions. Again, even if they're all good, like right now, I have all these projects going on. They're all so exciting. They're so exciting. What I have to do is, I'm going to actually spend this weekend really consciously deciding what I want to focus on now. And it doesn't mean that the other ones are, because they're all good. I don't really want to let go of any of them. However, I can let go of some of them for the time being to focus in on what's most important. And he says, in the image on the right, the energy is given to fewer activities. It actually only has one arrow. The result is that by investing in fewer things, we have the satisfying experience of making significant progress in the things that matter most, right? So basically, we talked about priorities yesterday. What we prioritize is what's going to be successful. I mean, it's just basic logic. That's where the energy is going. At any given moment, and I do this with my cognitive psych students and also my mind crafters for different examples though. This totally fits. If we made our own circle and thought about what percentage of energy do I have on this day to give to everything I want to do? The answer is 100. Don't overthink it, right? 100%. So if we take these little wedges, like it's a pizza, picture a pizza cut in slices. If we give, one piece of pizza to, six or seven different topics, then we say, oh, wait, I don't have enough. And then we double cut them. So we're giving even thinner slivers. We're satisfying all these little things, but we're not actually getting anywhere. That is the point. The way of the essentialist rejects the idea that we can fit it all in. Man, don't we want to try? I mean, I'm in this right now. So I mentioned it yesterday that it's amazing because I love and emphasis on love doing these podcasts and also the videos on my YouTube channel. They fill me up and over the top. And what's also interesting to me and exciting and super spiritual actually is that I sort of often wind up doing what I need to do at the same time. It just so it's as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And then one of the gentlemen from my mastermind group, actually two of them, one after the other, suggested this book, and it's just that the light bulb it went on, and it's shining so brightly, like listen, 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 read on. This is exactly what you need to do right now. And so now I'm sharing it with all of you, and it's just super fulfilling. So the way of the essentialist rejects the idea that we can fit it all in. And man, I know I try. I do. I'm on a new track now. Instead, it requires us to grapple with real trade offs and make tough decisions. In many cases, we can learn to make one time decisions that make 1,000 future decisions so we don't exhaust ourselves asking the same questions again and again. Wow. And I'm thinking because I do all this writing for people and for like Psychology Today. I'm thinking of letting that go. And it's been enormous fun. I've really loved it. I've think written 30 articles for Psychology Today. Um, but I got to really evaluate. There's only so much time in the day, and I'm also working on a book right now. And right now, the book is more important. And maybe I'll go back to Psychology Today. They're nice folks. I don't have anything negative to say. It's been enormously rewarding to get some articles out there, and that people that have told me that they've enjoyed. People sent me emails and things like that. But time wise, I really need to focus on my book right now, and that's just how it is. So that's my own personal example. He says the way of the essentialist means living by design, not by default. That's what we're talking about. The whole idea of Minecraft, right, is becoming the boss of your brain. It's about living deliberately, not just sitting in the back seat of life, watching out the window. It's about being in the driver's seat, deciding which way we are steering the vehicle, which way we are steering our lives, and creating our reality every single day. So what we want to do is live by design, not by default, which means we need to be actively engaged in our lives, making very conscious decisions. We've talked about this before, too, different episodes. We walk around all day long making decisions. Some are active and some are passive. There really is no in between with that. Usually there is, but not with this. Either we're consciously choosing something, or we're walking around on autopilot, letting things be chosen for us. And then that's us making passive decisions. And certainly one way is way more pleasant than the other. Just throwing caution to the wind, as they say, right? So Greg also says instead of making choices reactively, the essentialist deliberately distinguishes the vital few from the trivial many, eliminates the non-essentials, and then removes obstacles so the essential things have clear, smooth passages. All right, I gave you one of my examples, and I've got to trim some more fat. And again, it's not like I want to let go of Psychology Today. I love writing. I love writing in general, but there's only so much time in the day, and my creative energy just needs to flow to the book, and then I've got a couple of other things I still have to make decisions about also, to channel that energy straight to where it needs to go. Um, in other words, essentialism, he says, is a disciplined, love that. Essentialism is a disciplined, systematic approach for determining where our highest point of contribution lies, then making execution of those things almost effortless. That is, and it's interesting because this is a lead in. I think I haven't even finished this one yet. Greg's next book is called Effortless. I'm super excited for that one too. So let's just go back here for a second. Got to focus on the discipline. Once we become aware, this is working for me and this isn't working for me. And essentialism is about figuring out what's involved with both of those, right? The systematic approach that implies deliberate choice making, right? Systematic approach to determine what our highest point of contribution is. What's the way I want to go here where I can maximize all my effort? And then making this execution, it becomes effortless because we've trimmed the fat and we're focusing on one thing instead of having divided attention all over the place. Gosh, this is definitely really, really this light bulb's shining brightly for me. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so there you have it then. This is the question of the day for you and for me. I am definitely in this right now. Are we living by design or default? This is the question of the day. This is the question of the day. And moving towards, becoming an essentialist means diligent, very tenacious practice, concentrated, deliberate practice of, trimming the fat and honing in on what's truly, truly important to us. Awesome. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful, snowy, and chilly northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.